the prime objective is to secure the land for the future of our kids. And I think bringing the youth into the scenario is not a case of just having them painting the shed pink. It's a case of having them look beyond their school days and how they want to live in a community, sustainable community that you can actually afford to live in.
What I would like to say is, I would like to ask Glasgow City Council, as a collective, have they not learned their lesson? There's been a number of university and academic studies into the Glasgow effect. And this is another prime example where they're trying to force into a community a decision that the community doesn't agree with. And when you look at it in a wider perspective across Maryhill, this is social cleansing. This is the removal of a class of people and replacement of renters with homeowners. Not everyone can afford to own a home.
It's heartbreaking, really, and it's heartbreaking as like part of like the sort of wider gentrification and loss of community that's going on. Yeah.
I understand there's an interest in looking at new community ways of putting housing on the ground, social housing, affordable housing, and be absolutely delighted to have that discussion with anyone who wants to get together and just drop me a line or arrange a meeting after this to discuss what, I'm not quite sure what it is, but whatever that new model could become. So absolutely delighted to look at that.
I'm just absolutely disgusted with the fact that the council will not even talk to us to find out what we as representatives of the community are proposing. And the fact that I'm more than disgusted in the fact that what we're putting up meets all the needs of the climate crisis, zero carbon, sustainability, community enterprise. Everything is in our wee plan, and they only listen because they know best. And why is it that the hardest 3 words for any councillor to say is, I was wrong?
What we need to get across to them is it's community first, always community. And they've made a claim that they've consulted and this was the wishes of the community to have a private development. So what we should be seeking is for them to put that information into the public domain. Who have they consulted? When have they consulted them? What is the spread of the consultation to come to the conclusion that private housing was the best bet? And just always making sure that they remember they've got to get voted for. Every one of them's got to face members of the public in that constituency, and that's the thing they fear most. If they begin to get agitation, we'll get an election next year. That's what we should be focusing on. So, no, make it. What we need is the strength to say to them, we've got the community on side. Do you want to face the wrath of the community? So, I mean, we've all been involved in campaigns, obviously. When people take control and you build it and you show that there's enough people involved, they always fold. In my opinion, they always fold. We've lost some things, but 9 times out of 10, when a community, I mean, Govan Hall Baths, etc., when a community comes together, they win. The council can't stand against that.
I have also contacted the council. I've not been successful as yet, asking them if they were able to review the balance of the housing mix at that Carolina Street site. I would love to see more social housing there. But I'm conscious the council in 2019 also put the site out to market, but then didn't close the deal because they must have, I assume, thought that the deal wasn't appropriate for the best needs of the community and the wider master plan. I think they should keep talking to Living Rent.